People of my generation believe in Nigeria. We have no doubt about the fact that we have no option but Nigeria. However, I think a few of my colleagues believe that there's no such thing as the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. Of course it is negotiable. Even the unity of a family is negotiable. Even the coexistence as a couple of a husband and wife is negotiable. The moment either party feels that this union is no longer bearable, that he or she would rather go his own way, you let them have the right to sit down, consider their condition, and after, and only after, very, very, very careful, rational examination of the pros and cons of going out of the marriage, that they take the decision which suits them best. It's not enough just to say, I don't feel comfortable where I am, so I'm going. Are you sure of where you are going? Are you sure of the consequence of where you're going? Do you really feel that the grass is greener on the other side? If you do, but sit down with your partner in respect, in mutual respect, in love if possible, but without demonizing your husband or your wife, because you will remain always the ex-so-so of the other person. But discuss quietly, in a dignified way, respectful way, so that even if you separate, in the future, you can interrelate with love and with respect. When whoever says, we want to go away, I don't think they realize the going away is not that you carve out a piece of land, take it up, and put it the other side of Ghana. The piece of land will be here, you will be here, everybody will be here. And we all want to prosper. And my appeal to everyone is, please let us be respectful of one another. Let us not demonize one another. Let us respect the views of everybody. And this is where the Sun newspapers, and I know the attitude of my brother Ojikalu, is to create a platform that enables this dialogue, that enables this debate. And look at this collection this evening. It's from everywhere. The awardees are from everywhere. I think this is, and I listened very carefully to the remarks made by the awardees before me. Two of them from the Southeast ended up their remarks by saying, I believe in one Nigeria. I believe in one Nigeria. I presume is a reflection of the fact that they achieved whatever they did because they are Nigerians. And we can all achieve our goals in Nigeria. It's a great country. We are only one part of a greater entity called ECOWAS. ECOWAS is only one part of a greater entity called Africa. And Africa exists in a globalized world. So wherever you go, you will end up being a Nigerian, an ECOWAS citizen, an African citizen or a global citizen?
I am almost 100 years old now. I was born in 1925. So I'm getting to 100 years. I know what is possible, I know what is not possible. I will not venture into something that I know is not possible. Read the papers. How many people are now supporting going back to regional setup? Where are they from? North, west, south? See, because this is a democracy. In a democracy, everybody has the right to express his opinion. Yeah. That opinion does not constitute majority unless it is tested. You see, you will have few people who talk about this or that, but what you need to do is to take the totality of the people of Nigeria and the totality of the people who are agitating for going back to regional setup and compare which one is more in number, size, and influence. Then you'll be able to determine whether it's a possible project or whether it is just wishful thinking.
Eminent leaders of conscience, representatives of geopolitical zones, members of the press, and fellow Nigerians. Let me begin by commending the patriots for their vision, their courage, and their unwavering commitment to convening this historic summit. In a nation burdened by silence, convening a dialogue of this magnitude, though not for the first time, not the first of its kind, is an act of bold patriotism. As the son of the South-South, and as one who has carried the burden of this nation's dream across many decades, I stand before you not just to offer goodwill, but to lend voice to the truth that has often been expressed and can no longer be deferred. This summit is not another routine conference. It is a defining moment. Perhaps it is the last peaceful opportunity we have to confront the fundamental contradiction of Nigeria, that we are governed not by the will of the people, but by a constitution that robs us of our sovereignty. Let us speak frankly to the state of our union, which is fractured but not beyond repair. Our federation is in distress. Our democracy is in disrepute, and our people, the very source of power in a true republic, have become totally disenfranchised and therefore disillusioned and detached and alienated. We from the South-South region join other zones across the country who have agreed that this union is not working as it is. It can only be sustained if it is restructured on the basis of equity, justice, and mutual consent. Now, the patriots have called us for us to examine certain things: the legitimacy of the 1999 Constitution, the viability of our current political system, the path towards restoring true sovereignty to the Nigerian people. This agenda, therefore, is not only the right one, but it is in fact the only one that matters now. We endorse it in its entirety because the truth is this: the 1999 Constitution was not the people's constitution. It was a military decree imposed without the consent of the people. The military suspended the 1963 Constitution, which remains the last legal expression of our people's collective will and agreed terms of condition for staying together. That Constitution, I'd like to emphasize, was suspended. It was never repealed, proscribed, or abrogated. At the end, rather than leave the suspension, and restore a legitimate constitution, it was instead replaced with a fraudulent document that begins with a lie that says, "We the people." This document was not even submitted to the National Assembly for adoption or ratification before it was put into use. The people of Nigeria were not consulted, we did not consent, it was foisted on us, and our sovereignty was therefore stolen. Now, let us look at why our present political system cannot work. We are running a democracy where election results are determined not by the ballot, but by various other undemocratic means. Representatives and leaders are selected by a few and imposed. They are not elected. Power flows from the party barons and not from the people. Public service is privatized for profit, to individual profit, and not for national purpose. This is not democracy. This elite authoritarianism with scant democratic decoration on it. And the people know it. That is why voters turn out the declines, as we saw in the last election in Lagos. That is why trust in the government is dead. This has been exacerbated by the departure from a functional federal system to an imperial presidential unitary system, which we practice at the moment. Unless we act now, we reverse this situation, the country is bound to go into fragmentation. So we, in consultation with other leaders and the competitors, a group that I lead, believe the following must be addressed in the new constitution. Sovereignty must return to the people. We must get rid of this unitary system and reinstate the federal system of governance that our founding fathers had agreed to. True federalism must guarantee maximum autonomy to the federating units. Cost of politics must be brought down to open space for inclusiveness and real leadership. Unicameral legislature with ministers appointed only from elected representatives must be reinstated. Real mechanisms for accountability, recall, and sanction for non-performing and deviant public officers must also be instituted. Impunity must end, transparency must begin. Elections must be driven by ideas and integrity, not by money. And finally, party leadership must grow from within the party. For this summit to be considered a success, the critical questions that have to be answered are, is the relationship between the nations that form Nigeria working? If not, why? And what new terms can be made to make it work? Is the Constitution helping to unite, coexist for people to coexist peacefully and prosper? If not, why? And what can we do to make it work? Is our political system inclusive? Is it delivering accountable governance and promoting national progress? If not, why? And what political system will? If we cannot honestly face these questions and live here with a clear strategy, timeline, and commitment to change, then this summit, with all its good intentions, would not have been as big a success as it ought to have been. This is the right meeting, but what are our chances of success? That will depend on just one thing. Will we confront the hijacking of our sovereignty and do every legitimate thing and legal thing to fix it? If we live here with a clear, actionable roadmap to 1. restore sovereignty to the people. 2, enact a truly people-driven constitution. And 3, reform our political system to reflect our realities. Then, this meeting will go down in history as the turning point for Nigeria. But if we leave with nothing but speeches, handshakes, and photo ops, the tragedy of Nigeria will continue and we will share in the blame. Let us therefore resolve to reclaim Nigeria together. We must not be afraid to change. What we must rather be afraid of is not to change. Nigeria's unity will only be preserved through fairness and justice, not force or fear. And if we miss this opportunity, the next chapter may be one of irreversible fragmentation. I believe, and I know that many of you also believe, that time is running out. Let this summit be a strident call for a new beginning. Let the patriots be remembered as the spark that reignited the flame of sovereignty. Let Nigeria be reborn, not just as a country, but as a true nation. Thank you very much, and history will remember this day, not for what we did, not for what we said, but for what we were able to change.
I believe, unfortunately, it's my personal belief, that Nigeria should split. It's going to be it's a hot cake discussion because many people are paying lip service.
But the question is, well, of course, it's your opinion.
Yes.
We'll put it out there. It's not the opinion of the station in that sense, because we're one indivisible nation, and the Constitution is very clear on our unity in that sense.
But some people say Obasanjo has been able, within the 8 years he was in government, to drastically reduce the power of the North. And I think many top Northerners today don't want to forgive him because he drew the carpet. And as some people say, it will take the North another 25 years to undo the damage Obasanjo has done to the North. But in doing so, he was trying to balance the power in Nigeria. He was able to restructure the army. He was able to restructure many of the parastatals, even though he decided to scrap many of the parastatals, which were the backbone for the Northerners. Many of these parastatals were areas where the North, believed they make. Let me give you a joke. 3 Nigerians, a Yoruba man, an Igbo man, and a Hausa man, were involved in an accident. And they died. Immediately they died. Angel Gabriel appeared to them that, look, although you are dead, I can resurrect you if you pay me £5 million. Oh, the Igbo man said, £5 million? No problem, I'll pay it. He quickly paid it. And he just found himself standing up from the accident spot. The angel went to the Yoruba man. The Yoruba man said, about 5 million is too plenty now. Can't you take 3 million? I will pay you 3 million, or even, okay, 4 million. The angel says, no, it's fine. He said, okay, if that is the condition, I'll pay. The Yoruba man stood up. The angel went to the Hausa man and said, look. The Hausa man said, ba wahala, just send the bill to the federal government of Nigeria. You see, the joke there is that the Northerners depend solely on the federal government of Nigeria, which was true to an extent some years back. And that was what Obasanjo has come to do, to draw that carpet and make sure that, no one region, has the hold on the federation. But with all these diversities, when there is a problem affecting Nigeria, we all unite together.
I won't like to compare leadership of President today or anybody, but I want to talk about leadership generally. Yoruba say, "Tegbe ba ma dara latodo orori egbe." 2, talking metaphorically or figuratively. Teja ba ma baje latori lo ti nbere. The fish starts to spoil from the head. Our women know it. When they go to the market in the evening, they want to buy fresh fish. Once they open the gill, and it's green, they put it down. There are bad followers, but the leaders make the follower to be bad. I want to confirm that. In my adult life, Akilaja before you today, Akavik Nigeria Limited, whatever where they are, was because Chief Obafemi Awolowo made education free and compulsory in Ondo State. That was how they went into the bush, where my father was a talking drummer percussionist, and say anybody that does not bring the child to school in January 1955 will be arrested. And quickly, my father, although people don't like police, my father brought me to Ondo and I started school. And we are having Akilaja before you today. That is leadership. That is policy. It is because the leaders corrupted the leadership, the followership. The followership lost confidence in the leadership and they become corrupt. Yoruba people say bribery, owoeni. It's a shame, so they call it owoeni. They call it riba. But today, it's owowaju. A typical security man will tell you, you never settle me. If you settle a security man, can he arrest you if you are wrong? So, leaders corrupted the followership to the level that they don't have confidence in leadership, and they are asking for their money on the day of election before they, even if they are going to suffer it tomorrow, they will say, oh yeah, I have gone to campaign, I'm a politician. Children of 6, 7 years, 10 years, a junk only. I gave them poster, they are asking me a junk only. If it has gone deep to that level, what is the future of Nigeria? That is my concern. Therefore, leaders, from president to chairman of local government to governors, that is leadership. Even head of family, that is leadership. We should all agree that we have engaged Nigeria in a game of mutual destruction. Now let us join together to now rebuild Nigeria. That is when we all sleep together with two of our eyes closed. I have one English language that I coined. I said today, instead of patriotism, we have pocketism. That's what he said. What is in need for me? In policy making, what is in need for me? In policy execution, what is in need for me? If a contractor wants to come and take money from a commissioner, you say your own is inside though. If not, they will not get the contract. So, leaders must come together to rebuild and have good followership. And I have a life experience. I was deputy president, Nigeria Labour Congress, under Adams Oshomole. Nigerians believed in us. We will say Nigerians should sit at home. The commander-in-chief will say everybody should go to work. But Nigerians will sit at home. Children will be playing football on the field. What is the magic? Is trust.
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. We are beginning to see that this statement that says that the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable doesn't hold water. Ladies and gentlemen, even the northern leaders are now beginning to accept this fact that our unity is negotiable. Even the unity between two brothers or two friends is negotiable. It is only when somebody is ready to be united with you that there can be unity. If people are parading themselves about and saying that the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable, then they should be ready to dance to the music when the music plays. We can't continue to be forcing people to be part of this unity called Nigeria. By virtue of the United Nations Charter, every region and every ethnic group have the right to self-determination. So we can't continue to be forcing people to be part of a united Nigeria. Let's even be honest with ourselves. Are we comfortable with the situation of the country? Does the current state of the country encourage you? The affluent class and the people who are the helm of the affair are the one that keeps getting wealthier. They keep looting our public wealth at the detriment of the poor masses. Yet they are canvassing for one Nigeria just because it's to their favor. Thank God this is coming from the northerners now. But for the southern leaders who are always fond of saying that in one Nigeria they stand, posterity will be their judge. You see, if we be very sincere with ourselves, we've gotten to the climax of always trying to preserve one Nigeria and fighting for one Nigeria. Even the Bible says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Nobody can come in here and say they want to build Nigeria because our foundation is not solid. Our foundation was built with lies, hatred, and sentiment. Our founding fathers created this problem for us, and this problem will continue to live with us until this country is divided. The only workable solution I feel for me around this whole thing is regional government. I'm certain to a very large extent that the central government wouldn't want to go back to regional government because this system is going to make them less powerful, and for this reason, there is no way they will accept the idea of going back to regional government. Well, since the northern leaders are beginning to acknowledge and accept the fact that our unity is negotiable, sooner than later, we will all accept this reality by allowing every region to go their separate ways. Kindly drop what you have to say in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel.